Good morning, guys. Rick Shaw here on the 28th of April 2022, and we've got a really nice breezy day. There's some nice clouds blowing around here. They're moving though. I don't know if you can see how fast they're moving, but they're cooking along. They're heading northwest, so I see now Tropical Tim, he's in some serious rainstorm, and they got a big storm that's heading down his way, and it's going to circle back. It's going to do Pasaki on us and circle back around this way, so we'll see how the rain goes. We don't know how it's going to affect our trip coming up, but I was watching some news, and now China, they got this big problem with the bird flu. I'm sure they're going to kill all the birds they can find now. You know, everybody there is getting shanghaied. Very, very sad what's going on there. No, it doesn't seem like anyone cares. News media don't care about it. They're not informing people what's going on. They're more worried about this Ukraine stuff, which to me is just, it's getting kind of ridiculous. But I did see some good news though, up in Canada. The cool thing up there was they were given these COVID fines. If you didn't do this or do that, you got these big COVID fines. Well, there's a fella up there started a precedent. He didn't fight the fines or anything like that. He just asked the prosecutor. He wanted a isolated COVID-19. He wanted to show the isolation. They just said, "Oh, we have it." Well, I want to see it. And the judge said, "Hey, yeah, you got to show it." So they were out for a month, and then he got called back in, and his case was dismissed because they couldn't find any isolation of a COVID-19 stuff. So that was a good thing. So a lot of people up there, I bet, if they go and use that same tactic, depending on the judge, might get a lot of these fines done. They're ridiculous fines. Now Trudeau, he looks like he's high on something. He's getting in there talking about, oh, you know, we got to get these 5 years old. As soon as you're 5, you know, register now, and all this kind of crap. Little kids getting this stuff. I have some stuff I put on Telegram. A lady really went through all the released documents from there, and I want to be careful how I say it here, but they know what these things were causing. It happened in a few of their short trials they had when they were making this stuff. So it's on there if you want to look at it. I did put some stuff on what was it, Facebook, and then they took me down, gave me a 24-hour ban. So I appealed it, and then they came back and said, okay, we've seen that we made a mistake and all this, but they still pulled what I put up off, and then when I tried to go put it back on, it was blocked. So I don't know what their deal is that they're doing now, but crazy stuff. And then of course the WHO, they're having something, I think it was May, what is it, it's in May, I think, May 27th, something like that. They're going to do some kind of a big vote with 194 countries, and they want to strip your sovereignty about your health questions and things like that. And who the heck are these people? They're just a corporation that's pretty much owned by these drug companies. So they get to set their own rules now. Is that the deal? You know, it's constantly a bombardment on your freedoms and what you say, how you're free and stuff. I'm seeing in a couple states in the U.S. they got these laws they want to put through, and they sneak them in with other stuff where they want to take your rights as a parent off of you. And I know Canada, they've already done it in what was it, Quebec. They've already done it in Quebec, where if you don't get your kid a jab or you don't do what they tell you, they'll take your kids off. You're going to be declared a bad parent, and they're going to take your kids off you. And guys, if you don't think it's coming to your neighborhood, you better get involved in this stuff quick, fast, and in a hurry, because they're running this crap down on everybody now. They're not stopping. This dang thing, I said there was going to be a Christmas reprieve on all this baloney, which there was, so they can get the shopping done. Then it was put back on. Now it's off for the election. It's going to come back, and it's in a lot of places. It's not going to go away, guys. It's a big steamroller that's moving on, and it's not stopping. I still think a lot of the stuff they pulled, like with the truckers, that was all part of it. Now all of a sudden there's fires in all these food processing plants. I seen a thing on Walmart where a lot of foods are running out, especially baby formulas and things like that. It's just ridiculous. So you gotta watch out. And they tell you, oh, plant a garden, do all this kind of stuff. Might be too late for all that now. I knew a lot of guys that I've known very well for years and years, and always kept talking to them even before my channel, and they were stocking up on MREs and all this stuff. My one buddy said he's got like 1,500 of them. That's good for a family of 4 each one. He was buying these packs every time he got a little extra money, he'd buy some more, and he's been doing it for years. And he said he actually even tried one. It was pretty good. But not everybody's done that. And guys, it's coming to it. They're gonna make a food shortage, and then they've created the problem, and then they're gonna come up with the solution, and that's move into the cities, get your chip, do as we say, and we'll let you have your money. This Musk guy, he's talking about universal basic income because everything's going robotic and all this. That guy right there, you guys who really like him and think he's doing a great thing, you better take a real close look at this man's history and all the crap he's pulled. So I don't trust the guy as far as I could throw him at all. It's just a big pile of baloney. And I think Trump's looking at him kind of funny too, because he's not jumping back on being a twit. He's staying with his Truth Social. I haven't really seen too much stuff from him on there. I signed up a great while ago, and I watched different stuff. A lot of it's advertisement, so I'm not into that. I'm not into that at all. So, but it is a beautiful day. It's going to be a hot one today. We're still getting our stuff together, before we leave on our trip. We got stuff to do. I got to get the car smogged before our thing in July, and then we're getting stuff ready for the trip coming up. We got a lot of stuff we got to do, so that's what we're looking. Just checking the car over. It doesn't need an oil change yet. I know they want to do it like every 6 months, but I don't got the miles, and the oil looks great, so I'll wait till after the trip, and hopefully everything's going to work out. My wife's been talking to Uncle Pruding. He's looking forward to seeing us. He had a young son that we really liked. Kid was mildly retarded, and I remember sitting talking with him. We were sitting there eating some durian, and he was saying that it was his favorite kid. And the kid was a real good, loving kid. Real, just as friendly as can be. And I liked him. He wasn't obnoxious or anything. He was just seemed like a really cool kid to me. Just a little slow. And we were asking how he's doing, and they said, "Oh, he died. He came walking through the jungle to go back home, and he got home, had a little bit of a fever, and they took him to the hospital in the morning. By the time they got him there, he was dead." So I don't know there was any autopsy or anything like that, but they just said it was a fever got him. So that's a royal shame. It could happen to anybody anytime, guys. That's for sure. But talking to a couple other folks too that are going to be coming. People I met through the channel, talked to for a good while. We might get a visit from a couple of them here when they get here. That'll be kind of nice. We got our buddy Wes is back. I'm looking forward to going for a motorcycle ride with him again after. But he had a bunch of trouble with getting here. Where they were talking about canceling flights, and then he bought on United. He bought internet and all this stuff, and he said from the time I guess he got to Hawaii all the way to here, there was nothing. Nothing worked, even at the airport. He said even at the dang airport it didn't work. So that wasn't too good, but we're glad he's back safe and sound, even though it was a harrowing experience for him, I'm sure. But after he rests up a little bit, we'll probably talk to him, and then when we get back from our trip, I hope we can go on a nice motorcycle ride. And got this thing, did all the air up on everything, the car before we do the trip. I got a compressor in the car. I've been watching these tires. They go down slowly. There's not much I can do about it. I still don't want to replace them because there's people in here, other people that are getting flats now. You know, they're coming in and out of here and they're getting flats from the screws and crap on the road. You know, these guys are working and they lose, you know, they lose stuff on the road, and that's just how it goes. Stuff falls out of the trucks, and you know, that's just the way it is right now. I had ordered a big magnet, and the order was canceled. You know, they got one of them big magnets where you can just hold it on a string, and it can be like a foot off the ground, and it was picking stuff up. One of these like selenium magnets, a 300-pound one they call it, and they are the one I had before. They're incredibly sticky, but didn't come. So, and can't seem to get them. They canceled the order, and when I tried to do it again and again, they just not good. Different companies have them, but you need a real good one to go around and pick up all this stuff, and it helps with everything, even the staples. These guys use staples for stuff, and you know, we're just finding all kinds. I pulled out of my tire a piece of a drill bit. You know what I mean? That's not good. That's not good around here, but that's the way she goes. We're in a construction site, a dirty one. Actually, it looks more like a junkyard here. And like I said in the video before, the association here is more concerned with getting speed bumps in and street lights than having the meter land clean the place up. I mean, if they're building in here, I would think they should get in there and say, and I've been telling the meter land and also association, they don't care. It's okay. Last time we cleaned it up. We paid to clean up the glass. We had a big pile of glass over there, and we paid for that. And of course, they're going to be putting windows in these places pretty soon. And that one in the back there, that one's already got some in. So there's going to be more piles of glass. And the one thing too, if you buy from Demeterland, I wished I'd have known this. Hi, sweetie. I'll be in a second, okay? If you think they're ready, if you got them all stirred up, go ahead and make them. You know how to do the pan?
Yeah.
Okay, you got the fire on?
Not yet.
Okay, well, I'll come in and help you in a minute. But I wish I'd have done different windows. These windows here, if you look at these things, all of them, every single one that's like this, you can't close them. They get stuck, and you got to hammer them in and wiggle on this mechanism, and they just don't want to close. All of these ones like this are like that, and we've only been here a year. They're like that. The sliders are okay, but the way they're mounted into the house is very poor. If you pull the caulking out, you can see right outside through the bottom, the way they're sitting in there. So that'll be something we do down the road. We'll upgrade the windows. I wish I'd have known they were so crappy. We looked at them at the model house, and I thought those were kind of chintzy, but they were working good. I thought, okay, these will be all right. You know, it's not like it's we got winter. We didn't need double pane and all that stuff. But now I wished I'd have rethought that and asked them what their other options were for windows, because these things are absolutely terrible. I kid you not, guys. Every single one of these windows that folds out like this one, every one of them is broke. They don't want to close. You got to get in there with a screwdriver and wiggle it around and fiddle, fart, and you know what around, just to get them to close. And it's bad because this stupid little kitty right here, see Mama right there? If that window's open even a crack, she pushes it open even more, and she keeps bringing them kitties in the house. And we keep dragging them out. You know, my wife put them out, she brings them back in here, and first chance she gets, when we're not looking, she's going to drag them in the house again. So we're going to be gone. We'll have a house sitter, though. We'll definitely have a house sitter and tell them keep the kitty out. And our puppy, we're going to take our dog over to our buddy's house. They said they'd keep an eye on her for us while we're gone. We wanted to take her. My whole big plan was to take her. We should have looked into this a little bit sooner, because what happened was we have the rabies shot. That's more than 14 days old. It's from the vet, and then they also want like the 5-in-1 shot, and it has to be 14 days old. So even if we got the thing the other day, it's not enough time before our trip. So if you're going to travel around with a dog, make sure you get your paperwork. Get all your stuff in order, and it's not just rabies that they need. They need that 5-in-1 also. So we're going to get it when we go down, take it to my buddy's place. There's a vet right over there, and we'll go ahead and get that shot while we're there. And then on the next trip, because we want to do, if this trip works out good, and then after the election, if they're calmed down and they're not going to do anything crazy with making you have a jab and all the lockdowns again, we want to take a trip to visit Tropical Tim down in Puerto Princesa, and maybe spend a little bit of time down there, because I think that's part of the kids' education when you can travel. And then going to Mindoro, that'll be a good one for them. Dorothy was, she was a couple years old when we went last time, and she still remembers it. I can't believe how these kids remember stuff. I don't remember anything before I was about 4 years old, but she'll describe something that happened down there, and it's not from anybody talking about it, it's what she's seen. So that was kind of cool. And another one who's really big on that is the stuff Mumu comes up with. He's got a mind just so sharp, it's unbelievable. He got a toy from somebody that was from way back, this little stuffed toy, and he was only about a little over 2 years old. And I said, "Oh, why don't you get that?" And he remembered exactly who it came from, and he was talking about when they gave it to him. And I was, holy cow! He remembers this kind of stuff. These kids, their mind is really good. They're doing pretty good in school right now. I thought Maddie was supposed to go this week, but he doesn't go. None of them go back to school until after the election. Everything's off now. And I think this coming week, before the 9th, I believe the 8th or 9th is when they have this, there's going to be no, where the politicians are allowed to get out there and try to get your vote. There's like a ban on it after a certain date, and then everything quiets down. I do believe what Tropical Tim said, that they'll use a lockdown just to keep the peace after the election. There's always a little bit of trouble with some people. I did say something on the other day. There's people getting in fights over this and big arguments, and it's not really good. I look at a lot of the news and I read the stuff about the different candidates, and just some of the stuff that's being put out there, it's just like in the States. They're trying to smash the other guy, and try to make them all look bad, and saying they done this, and there's no proof of a lot of it. So very, very strange. But just like in the States, the politicians will, they'll go after each other big time, and it looks horrible, and then they're shaking hands and they're buddies afterwards. It's just how it goes. I don't know. So, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Just kind of for me, a short one today. But look at that beautiful breeze we got. It is really blowing today. Even in the sun, it's not hot. It's not really sweaty hot. And I hope this breeze, looking at the clouds, I think this breeze will stay going all day. And I hope we don't wind up with too much rain. I got my windshield all waxed up. I'm going to go ahead and get the car cleaned up and go ahead and I think I'm going to drop the spare and replace that one tire that goes down real low all the time, and then put that one up in the bottom. I'll still have to check it, and keep it aired up in case we get a flat that I can't plug. So we'll get that done, and then I'm going to make sure all the windows are waxed real good, cleaned in and out, because you need to see. I do not like to drive at night, just from the glare. It's not that I don't mind driving at night, but the problem here is everybody's got their windows tinted. So hang on, we got the garbage men. Hey, the garbage men are here. But the problem with me is they tint their windows out so bad that they have to put their high beams on, and they'll get these super bright light bars, 1 million watts and all this stuff, and they have to because they can't see. They're basically blinded by their own tinting, so that's why it's really hard to drive here at night. I actually, one of the little tricks I do is I have these little stickers I'll put over my glasses. There's little dots, and I got them right lined up with my eye like this, and then when one of those come, I can just tilt up and hide behind those little dots. Also on my motorcycle helmet, I have a tape running across there where I can try to hide that, because it's ridiculous. It's so bad. Now I know in the States why they don't like the tint. It's not just so the cops can see in your car. It's for kind of like safety. It's just ridiculous how they do this. So I'm gonna let you go because I got to help get the garbage out. And this is Rick Shaw. What about you, buddy?